Hi, Faith Community Church. This is Clint. I'm here with Curtis Lewis, our missions pastor. Today we're doing another Advent reading devotional. And today we're in the book of Nehemiah here in chapters 7 and 8. And this has a lot to do with the law, the public reading of the law after they're back from Babylon. So tell us a little bit about what's going on around here first.
Yeah, Nehemiah, right? For all the short people, we have our guy finally, right? But it's the reading of the law. So Ezra's back. They're back in Jerusalem. The end of Nehemiah 7 into chapter 8. And I'm just going to read a little bit of it for you. It says, "When the seventh month came and the Israelites had settled in their towns, all the people gathered together at the square in the front of the water gate. They asked Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law of Moses that the Lord had given Israel. On the first day of the seventh month, Ezra the priest brought the law before the assembly of men, women, and all who could listen with understanding. While he was facing the square in the front of the water gate, he read out from it till daybreak until noon before the men, the women, and those who could understand. All the people listened attentively to the book of the law." You can kind of maybe start saying, okay, why? You know, they're here, but what we have to realize is they're coming back from exile. They're coming back from a foreign land with foreign gods. Remember Daniel?
Yeah.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they had different names, right? I mean, they literally were taken out. They didn't have the word of the Lord. They had the promises. They had the faintest memory of, being in Jerusalem and all that, Jeremiah. But now we're back. We're back in Jerusalem.
Getting back into the swing of things.
Back in the swing of things. And to be able to hear the word of God once again, this was everything to them. And it says, in fact, in verse 6, it says, "Ezra praised the Lord, the great God, and with their hands uplifted, all the people said, 'Amen, amen.' They bowed down and they worshiped the Lord with their faces to the ground."
And they couldn't do that in Babylon.
They couldn't. Remember?
Yeah. They had to make them bow down to the statue.
Yeah. And so this is, man, think about just to be able to finally get back to your roots, who you are as Yahweh worshipers, and just the visceral reaction to that is pretty cool.
Yeah. So Ezra's reading the law publicly here. What's the importance of this and significance?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of go back to Deuteronomy 6, right, where we're to be just speaking this in the households and walking and going from day to day of life. When everything is stripped away and you don't actually have your Jewishness anymore, like the law is what kind of brings the structure back to it. I mean, when I'm doing Mr. Mom, and there are days I'm a little bit laissez-faire. I think it's going to be easier that way. We're just going to have fun and have a good time. By the end of the day, it's a nightmare.
I can hear you. Now I can really hear you.
By the end of the day, it's a nightmare. And so we're needing to have the law. We're needing to have structure. And so when the Israelites finally get to hear again the words of the Lord, I think what that does, it just gives them this huge relief. Like, we finally know what God is wanting for us to do.
Right. And so this is part of our Advent reading. Why is this in our Advent reading?
Yeah, good question. No, it's there because the word of the Lord is everything, right? I mean, finally the Logos comes. Right? The word became flesh. This law, the word, that what they're reading is essentially what Jesus lives out perfectly for us.
And what they're anticipating.
They have to, because they're asked to embody this, and they try and they fail, and they try and they fail, and they try and they fail. And in fact, they actually start crying and stuff, and they're like, "No, you can't cry today. This is going to be a good day, so they go celebrate," right? But Jesus embodies this. He is the law, right? And he is the fulfillment of the law. He is finally the priest and the king, right? And the Lord. He is the culmination of all of this. And so the Advent reality of this is that this is what Jesus is going to be. And then he's going to live it out perfectly so that he can be our substitutionary atonement for us.
Wow, that's great. That's it for today with our reading of Nehemiah, and hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. And you can always go back and catch up if you missed any of these. We have all of them on YouTube and Facebook, so hopefully you guys can catch up there if you haven't already. It's all right if you missed, but we will be back tomorrow with another Advent devotional. I'll see you later.
God bless.